cameras. So I've used it all. I sometimes like to shoot my weddings with my red Komodo. I got Blackmagic, Nikon, I got the Panasonics. So I've just messed around with so many different cameras, but in the very end, I still love my Panasonic GH5ii. GH6 is out, so if I didn't have this camera, I would definitely go with the Panasonic GH6 Micro Four Third sensor. And here are just a few of the reasons why. First off, super light, right? I mean, it's the smallest camera. I have the cage on. It could be lighter, but with the cage, it's still super light. Check out the 70 to 200 equivalent of the Micro Four Third, right? So if I was full frame, this is what I would be carrying. This is my absolute favorite lens. It makes the people look beautiful. Very cinematic because it blows out the background, and especially during ceremony time, you could really zoom in and get that close-up of the bride, the groom crying, the ring shot without having to go up close to them and bothering everybody by blocking the view, right? So if you're a wedding videographer, photographer, please, one of my pet peeves, don't go up right in front of them blocking the view from everybody just because you need to get your shot. Be polite. Let everybody enjoy the wedding. You can still get your shot without having to block the crowd from being able to enjoy the wedding as well too, right? So wedding etiquette is very important for me, and definitely I highly recommend you learn the manners of the wedding video. So out of all my cameras, this is one of the very few cameras that could continuously record without stopping. So I do have handful amount of the cameras, Nikon, and Nikon, and even a lot of the Sony cameras out there. After 25 to 30 minutes, the video will stop. So you need to stop and restart your camera. And if you forget to do so, then you just missed out, because a lot of times during the wedding ceremony, I have 3 video cameras running at all times. I got angle in the back, one facing the bride, one facing the groom. So that way when I give them a final ceremony video, I have 3 angles to give them a very beautiful cinematic wedding ceremony video. So that means that none of my cameras cannot stop after 30 minutes, because I mean, like Catholic weddings and some weddings go beyond 30 minutes, right? So you don't want to stress about remembering to stop and record your camera. So all my Panasonic cameras, from GH5ii, GH5, GH6, including my Panasonic full frame S5, will record continuously without any problem. Third reason why I love my GH5ii is that I love to shoot in 4K 60 frames per second. And at that setting, it doesn't punch in. With my wide angle lens, it still keeps it at wide angle. A lot of the cameras that's out there right now, full frame especially, when you are at 4K 60 frames, it will punch in. It will give you an APS-C crop. So if you have yourself a 24-70 wide angle lens and you want to use that 4K 60 FPS setting, then it's going to crop into equivalent to like 35 millimeter instead of being able to get that super wide angle cinematic gimbal shot that you might want. So if that's important to you, then this is one of the reasons why I love carrying this kind of camera instead. And of course, I do have a gimbal. This is one of the best. DJI gimbal is one of my favorite. It's one of the most expensive ones out of all the gimbals, right? But it's because it's the best to me, right? It carries the most payload. It's got so many cool functionalities. So I definitely recommend you spending a little extra to get the DJI brand. Plus, it's carbon fiber. The material looks like it's carbon fiber. It's really light. So especially when you're shooting a wedding video all day and you want to hold your gimbal, it's really nice to have a lightweight gimbal. DJI RS2, I think there's already an RS3 out right now. This is very light but super strong enough to hold even biggest full frame camera with its biggest lens. And just real quick, guys, if you guys are interested in getting some free training videos on photography, video, drone, and all these things you can do with your camera so that way you can live the life of freedom, then go to my website, cameratofreedom.com, hook me up with your name and your email, and I will send you every once in a while some cool stuff. And if you do, welcome to Camera to Freedom. Hit that like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.